Welcome to the Loneliness Podcast. I'm Rachel and I'm delighted to have your company. Because you've tuned in, I'm pretty certain that you're experiencing the effects of loneliness or it's impacting someone that you love. And it seems that loneliness is getting more common these days, and it's something that we all go through at some point in our lives and from different levels and degrees of loneliness. But it's not just about feeling isolated now and again. The real impact of loneliness that we can go through is that it affects our mental and physical health. And this is something that I've experienced particularly deeply in the last few years, being in a very, very lonely relationship. And the numbers from the surveys that have come out recently have shown that this is becoming more common. Just to give you some figures, the latest Community Life Survey, which was done here in England last year, found that about 3.1 million, which is about 7% of our population, say they feel lonely often or all of the time, and this number is also going upwards. And loneliness is getting worse in younger people. It's probably because they've grown up with technology. And a 2019 survey by the Mental Health Foundation, and bearing in mind this was before COVID, found that nearly 88% of British youngsters aged 18 to 24 had felt lonely at some point, and almost a quarter feel lonely often, which is pretty staggering. And it's not just here in the UK either. A 2025 World Happiness Report found that in the US, a quarter of people ate every meal alone in 2023. Now, this is a number, it's over a 50% increase on 20 years ago. And this shift towards eating alone, it's reflective of our culture towards fewer social commitments, which obviously it increases the feelings of loneliness. And there's also been a study from Harvard that found 75% of people think that technology makes loneliness worse. And I completely agree with this, because once upon a time you'd phone somebody up or you'd knock on their door because that was the only way that you could communicate with them. Whereas now we often just send a quick text message, and despite it landing on someone's sort of mobile phone, it's a very impersonal, shallow way of connecting with someone. And so for me, I'm just approaching my 50th birthday and coming out of an incredibly lonely marriage. And I'm about to live life properly on my own for the first time. I have lived alone before, but when I did, I actually had my parents were still alive, whereas now I don't have my parents and I've only got a sort of small family circle. I don't have any kids, I've just got a fur baby, I've got a dog, and life can feel really quiet at times. And it's definitely more challenging when you've only got yourself to rely on. But that said, this period in my life I'm coming into it's a really big start for me, not just being 50, coming into a new decade, but I'm about to move into a new house, into a new build, move into a new area, just started a new job. So I feel like my life is actually just beginning for the first time properly, probably in all my life. But I've come out of what has been a horribly lonely marriage, and I feel that probably many of you have felt this before, is that you might as well have been alone anyway. Because if you've got a partner that doesn't emotionally support you and is happy just to stand back and, not give you any strength when you're going through grief, through loss of a parent, or, through job problems, just the things that life throws at us, or even that, as in my experience, just resented everything that was successful in my life, so didn't support me when I was going through a crisis, didn't celebrate my wins, I might as well have been alone anyway. And honestly, I would rather be alone than be with somebody who is like that. So I know that this time ahead it's going to be tough. I'm going to face a lot of loneliness ahead anyway, just not having someone around, which is something that I'm going to adjust to. But I'm inviting you to come on this journey with me, because I'm hoping that together we can thrive rather than just survive every day, though I know that's going to be the case in many days, and I'm just going to be surviving through each day. So this podcast, it's going to be raw, it's going to be real, and I'm going to take you on that journey with me, and hopefully we can grow together. So if you've got a specific topic that you'd like me to cover, drop me a DM and let me know what you're thinking, what's on your mind. Same, it's like, so let me know in the comments what you're going through at the moment, if it's loneliness, living alone, being in a lonely marriage, just what you're going through. So please subscribe, because that would really help the channel, help the podcast, and that's to get it all going. And we can work through ways to sort of conquer life together, not just loneliness, but just everything that we have to go through, what life throws at us, and ways that we can grow and build and strengthen as individuals on our own, and learn to live a life on our own. So thank you for tuning in, and we'll chat again really soon. Bye for now.